The South Washington County School District is committed to igniting a passion for lifelong learning. We're driven by our core values, which are collaboration, continuous improvement, equity, integrity, and relationships.
But most of all, we know and we believe that strong schools equal a strong community.
Support from the community is vital. Having those relationships with our community members, with our families, is how we are going to make this an even better place to be.
We pride ourselves on our students' accomplishments. And when we compare ourselves to 15 similar school districts, our students rank first in science at the elementary and high school levels, fifth in reading overall, and sixth in math overall. We're doing our part to be fiscally responsible. Over the past several years, we've looked for ways to maximize our efficiencies and reduce costs. But even with the budget reductions in recent years, we've been unable to keep up with the costs of a 21st century learning environment. Like 99% of school districts in Minnesota, we've come to rely on funding from our community.
Referendum funding is just part of the budget puzzle, and we're very proud to have the support of our community.
This funding is especially important as our district continues to grow. In the past 20 years, our student population has grown 33%. Thanks to support for referendums in 2013 and 2015, we're on the path to keep up with the strain that growth has placed on the district. Funds approved by our community in 2013 helped us secure our schools and renovate elementary schools that were unable to keep up with the growing needs of the school district. Funds approved by our community in 2015 are helping us renovate middle schools to keep up with the growth that they too are experiencing.
We used to think this was the hub of the school, but now it really is. And in the mornings, this place is packed. You know, we've got different groups here and there. So we tried to create an atmosphere where it really felt like home.
This fall, the South Washington County School District is presenting citizens with 3 referendum questions designed to help maintain District 833's educational excellence and restore its financial health. Question 1 calls for the renewal of an operating levy that has been in place for 20 years. If approved, it would provide $15.3 million annually for the next 10 years at no additional cost to taxpayers. If question 1 fails, the district would have to make $15 million in budget cuts.
Question 1 is a renewal of existing operating levy, and it provides $15.3 million or 7% of our overall operating budget. The money is so integrally entwined in terms of our services and high quality programs that we provide that it would be difficult to know exactly where that $15.3 million is. What we know though is that we spend 84% on people and services throughout the school district.
Question 2 is an additional operating levy that would allow the district to maintain its effective programming. If approved, question 2 would offset previous deficit spending. It would provide the district with $7.5 million annually for the next 10 years.
There's a lot to love about South Washington County Schools. People talk about the programming. For example, our pre-K and our youngest learners, it's so vital for them to get a great start, but ultimately it's the people. And when the board had spoken to administration as well as the community about why question 2 is so important, it focuses on keeping the outstanding people that we have, limiting class size or maintaining class size so that kids get to have their learning personalized. Secondly, and an extremely important part, goes back to the unfunded mandates that we have in inflationary costs. Those are tremendous. It gets into the tens of millions of dollars. So we really need to offset those costs, and we need to restore our district's fiscal health.
If question 2 fails, the district would need to make approximately $8 million in budget reductions over the next 2 years. Question 3 is a technology capital projects levy that would provide the district with $2 million a year over the next 10 years. If approved, the funding would help the district sustain modern and reliable devices, software, and technology.
Students are going to need to use current software. So at 833, we really need to be focused on not just what are the current pieces of software and how do students effectively use them, but what's next? Where are we headed? And we have to stay right at that edge.
And remember to vote on Tuesday, November 7th. You can also vote by absentee ballot or vote early at one of our county service centers at a time that is convenient for you. Thank you for taking the time to learn about our school district and our upcoming referendum, and thank you so much for your commitment and partnership in helping us become the outstanding school district that we are today. You can learn more about how our school district is financed by clicking here, or join us online at sowashco.org.